Welcome to the Realtor for Hoopers podcast.
When I pull up with my dogs, we gon' ball like Swish. No, I ball like. No, I ball like.
All right, welcome to episode 24 of the Realtor for Hoopers interview series. Today we got Roy Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Rack the GOAT. What's up, my man?
You all right?
Appreciate you.
No problem. Appreciate you.
So the first question we always start everyone off with is tell us your basketball story. And you can start from when you're a little kid, you can start in high school, whenever you want, but tell us your basketball story.
Okay, it really all started when I was 4 years old. You know, I used to take the socks my mom used to fold up. I used to ball them up and shoot them in the laundry basket.
Yep.
So it really started all back then, and I just kept playing. Got the elementary, like from elementary to middle school, I didn't lose a basketball game ever.
Yep.
And then, you know, once I got in high school at Flint Hamady, I played varsity basketball.
Okay.
So I was the starting point guard all 4 years on varsity basketball.
Flint, Michigan.
Yeah,
right?
Flint, Michigan.
Yep.
I actually had 21 Division I offers coming out of high school, and I didn't pass the ACT because I didn't know nothing about it until I got to my senior year. So
you weren't preparing at all.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to go to JUCO, which I went to Grand Rapids Community College in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I did 2 years there. We went to nationals. We placed, I think, 7th in the country. And then I went to after that, I went to University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Okay.
So I went there for a semester, and I just told myself, I was walking on the yard one day, and I just told myself, like, I want to go pro.
Okay.
You know, and then I just took my chances, and I had my first stint in Italy.
Okay.
And went from Italy, Spain to Mexico to Croatia to Qatar.
It's such a grind, man.
Yeah, and then I just, like, I had a very successful basketball career, you know, and I just feel like.
What was your favorite spot?
My favorite spot had to be Italy. I love Italy.
Yeah?
Yeah, Italy. Like, the food was good, basketball was good, and it was like in a competitive league as well. So
okay, cool. But continue. I was just curious.
Yeah, so after that, it's just, and then like now, I'm just traveling all over the world, you know, just pulling up to different cities and states and running the gym.
Love it, man. So what is, so something I've never asked you and I'm actually curious about, like tell us the story behind the nickname Rack the GOAT. Like how did that start? Because nicknames are always, most of the time given to you, you don't actually get to choose them.
Yeah, so actually, like I just got that name when I got here 3 years ago.
Okay.
Like and the story behind it was I was new down here. I actually went to Vassar down south in Colorado Springs. Yep. And you know, I walk in the gym, nobody know who I am. You know, they picking their players.
Yeah.
Then nobody pick me. So I'm just like, okay. I'm like, that's cool. So I had grabbed, it was 2 females and it was 2 guys. It was just sitting over there.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed them. I told them, come on, let's play, you know, and got on the court 16-0.
Yep.
You know, and that's what's like.
Okay, he can hoop now.
Yeah, and I just kept going to the hoop, like to the rack. I just kept going to the rack. And then someone just yelled out and said, rack.
Okay.
Okay, rack. Okay. You know, and I just thought about the GOAT.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, so I was like, okay, I'm Rack the GOAT. So I changed my social medias, everything to Rack the GOAT. So when I come in the gym the next day, they're like, we got Rack the GOAT, we got Rack the GOAT. So I'm just like, okay. And then like ever since then, it's like everybody just called me Rack the GOAT. Like probably only you and a handful know my real name.
Yeah.
Like I just go by Rack the GOAT because I thought it was like unique too. Like I never heard of it. I mean, and it's catchy.
Yeah. I like
it's just like Rack the GOAT. And I just ran it.
I love it, man. Sweet. Well, cool. All right. Well, next question is going back to kind of your overseas and pro career. Like, what is? I always love to hear kind of like crazy or funny stories that happened over there. And I know you've got a couple, but try to pick one and just tell us about that.
Yeah. So one of the craziest ones I had, it was in Italy. I had just got straight off the plane, like, and then, you know, it's 8-hour time difference. And I'm thinking I'm finna go to sleep, but I get there, it's daytime, and I'm jet lagged. And then they already said, like, if you don't score 20 points, you know, you got to jump off this 20-foot cliff into the water. I'm like, you know what? I'm not jumping off the cliff because I can't swim. So I'm just like, okay. I'm like, so I'm balling, I'm scoring and everything. I know I got 20 because I'm counting my points. But then somehow when I went to the stat sheet, they said they gave one of my put back like a tip back to Cristo, and I had 18 points. And I'm just like, I know
they sabotaging you now.
No, I know you're not serious. I'm just thinking they playing about the cliff and everything, and like it was like we went up this mountain, and I'm just like,
you got to hike up there.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, they not gonna make me jump off here for real. So I'm just looking off the edge. All my teammates hopping off, and I'm thinking I'm the last one up there. But I wasn't. My coach was behind me.
Okay.
And I'm just looking and stuff, and he gave me a little nudge.
Oh, no.
And I'm just screaming, I don't hit the water and everything. I'm down there. Can't swim. I'm just like, oh, man.
Doggy paddling your ass.
Yeah. And then I seen them come like with a little motorboat, put me on there and take me. And I'm just like, that's one of the stories that I never forget. Because like, I don't like heights.
That's a pretty unique initiation.
Yeah,
like, you know, that's how they do it every time.
Oh,
we got new American coming over.
Oh,
we got
man, and it was just
time to earn your stripes.
Man, I was just that right there. I'm forever remember that.
I love it. Well, cool. Well, so like you live in Michigan full time, right? Well, I mean, besides all your travel, right?
Yeah, well, I actually live. Because this is funny because I'm from Michigan. I moved down here 3 years ago. Like my son down here and everything. And I really be here more. It's just don't nobody know.
Okay.
I'll be here, but I travel so much. It make it look like I'm just everywhere.
Okay.
90% of the time I'm here.
Cool. So so your son's here, and I know that's the kind of foundation, but it seems that every time you're here, you're really trying to kind of support the Colorado basketball community and things and kind of creatively think of ways to serve hoopers and things like that. So I guess just kind of tell me why that's important to you, why you have such a big heart for that.
Yeah, because it's important to me because like especially down here in the Colorado area, since I've been down here 3 years, it's just I don't gain to know people and everything, and I really got to tap in more with the kids, you know. So it's just like when like Coach B and stuff like he pull up at a hoop run, I might be in Texas somewhere, but I'm gonna make sure I come to this run because every time I come out to the run, I see more and more people, and it's actually good talent down here. Yeah. They just got to get in the predicament where they can be seen.
Yep.
So I feel like with my platform and name and stuff like that, I can actually help because I know overseas coaches, I know college coaches, I know everybody, and it's just like it's a couple people that I'm actually helping out, trying to get overseas, like just to get their foot in the door.
Love it.
So it's just like I feel like it's like. Basketball in Michigan and Colorado is way different. But I feel like with the right pieces to the puzzle, like Colorado can make an impact with basketball.
Yeah. I think Colorado has a hoop scene that's growing. And when you have a hoop scene that's growing, sometimes you got to just either know the right people or find the right runs or find the right coach or whatever. So having people like yourself, like being able to draw connections and stuff, that's really important. So appreciate that, man.
No problem.
Cool. So you started Dreamz Two Reality Basketball. Mm-hmm. So kind of tell us about what that is and kind of what your overall mission and kind of heart and goals for that are.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually started Dreamz Reality Basketball in 2021. Like when I was still playing and stuff, I was trying to help kids along the way because I done helped over probably like 75 kids get either Division I, JUCO, Division II scholarships, stuff like that. And like my son is my logo, and he was just on the bed one day with a basketball hole, and I'm just like, I got to get that picture.
I love it.
That's gonna be my logo. And then now that I'm done playing like professional basketball and everything, I got the time to actually sit down, and that's where I just came up with it. Like, okay, I'm gonna implement, unsigned student showcases, high school All-American games, free basketball camps. So I got all that in motion now. And it's just like what Dreamz Reality really is kind of like a platform to be seen. Because like I got contacts with over 150 college coaches.
Wow.
And then like I get kids, I build their profiles, and then I just send them to all the coaches.
Yep.
Coach hit me back, we want this kid. Okay, well, I got film, I got his grades, I got his stats. Let's see what we could get going. So it's basically like I really didn't have that back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I had my dad, he making all my phone calls and stuff. But it's just me wanting to give back and help kids because nowadays you got the transfer portal. It's a lot going on to where a kid is actually good, but by that transfer portal, they want to go get a guy that's already D1 and average 20.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a lot of kids be getting overlooked, and I just want to be like that angel that come around and swoop them up and just give them the opportunity.
That's really cool, man. Yeah, I think there's a lot of with transfer portal and NIL money and all that. It seems like there's more noise than there ever has been before. There's just lots of things where if you don't like have someone that's advocating for you, you can just get lost in all the noise. And like the kid can actually hoop, and all that. That's why there's stories like Derek White, who's JUCO, D2, D1, NBA champion, and it happens like that because there's nobody new, and he obviously grew it as a player and developed as a player and all that, but he just got lost in the noise.
He did.
And so it's awesome that you're kind of trying to not only provide a platform but also make connections and kind of advocate and champion for these kids. It's good. Sweet. All right, so then I got a kind of a little bit funner questions, maybe a little bit debate questions. Okay. So if you can only hoop in one for the rest of your life, this one type of run, would you rather do an invite only pickup run or in a Pro-Am game? So if you play in Pro-Ams, you can never play in a pickup run again. If you play in the invite only runs, you can never play in a Pro-Am game again.
Me personally, I'll probably say invite only. Just for the simple fact is I could travel all over the world, just kind of like what I do now. I just tell people I'll find out where the hoop run is at.
Yeah.
I want the good ones. I want the good hoop runs. And they be like, okay, just like when I was in Houston, it was this run called the Get Back Run. So I said, I want that.
Yeah.
So me personally, and it really only have to be invite, but when you have invite runs, the competition is good. So if I just had to pick one, it'd be invite because I could travel, I could hoop, I
didn't think about you could go all over the world with it. That's a good aspect of it. There is I go back and forth. If I ask you a question, I go back and forth because for me, I love the control of an invite only run where hey, no, I'm sorry, you're just not good enough. You're not invited. I love that aspect of it, and there's always a good amount of competitiveness and energy in the building when it's invite only.
Exactly.
But sometimes I just I like having a scoreboard and refs and whatever. And so, so I kind of go back and forth. And a lot of times in a Pro-Am, there's fans and there's, things like that. So I go back and forth. So I would say probably invite only run because to me, I just like the ability. Hey, we got 15 guys. They all can hoop,
exactly.
You run all day, and things like that. So I got you. All right. So 2 more questions. The second to last question is kind of if the overall story or something that you want people to make sure they take away from this interview. Is there something in particular that you're making sure, whether it's to the the youth players out there or to anyone, doesn't have to be basketball? What is something you want people to take away from your story?
Just never give up, because everybody's story is different. I might start on chapter 1, you might start on chapter 2.
Yeah.
But the end goal is to get to the end of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like some people get discouraged. Well, I didn't go D1, I had to go JUCO. But it's all about the end goal. And that's why I try to tell people it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And that's with life, period. It's not basketball. So it's just with me, I got a long story. I actually got a book I'm writing, it's called From the Hood to the Hardwood. And it's just where I started from. Like I said, when I was young, I was shooting the socks and in the laundry basket. Then back then, I didn't have a basketball hoop. I had the milk crate.
Yep.
And then I developed to a hoop. So it's just everybody, like I said, everybody's story is different. But one thing you got to realize is if you put your hard work and dedication to something, you could achieve anything. And that's just now people be like, how old are you? I be getting 25, 26. I tell people I'm 33.
Yeah.
I just always stay in shape. I'm always running because I know one day these knees not gonna let me hoop no more. Yeah. So if it's just one thing I could tell people, just never give up, never stop, and just keep chasing your dreams.
I love it, man. I really do. Yeah, I think that's powerful. All right, so last question we always ask, and you got to pick one thing again, is what is your favorite thing about hoop?
My favorite thing about hoop. Well, with the basketball side, I love the excitement. I love the crowd. It's just the energy in the building. It's just, it feel like when I'm playing basketball, if I'm going through any of my problems, everything just wash away. You know, and I just like basketball always been my escape. You know, I can go to the gym, I can shoot, dribble, dunk, and when I leave the gym, I'm perfect. You know, and then
I call it active therapy.
yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And I mean, just like when I'm in the gym, that's my safe place. And like with like the youth, it's just I love giving back to the youth. So it's just like I feel like with my basketball ability, just seeing the smiles on the kids' face, like even like at my last camp, I gave away 50 free backpacks with all school supplies and stuff like that. So it's just like seeing a smile on their face. That's what really make my day. And that's why I just say just like basketball is just something that, you know, one day I'm gonna have to put down physically, but in my heart, I'm still gonna always be around basketball.
Yeah, there's always a community, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate it, man. That's powerful. All right, man. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
When I pull up with my dogs, we gon' ball like Swish. No, I ball like. No, I ball like.